G'day, welcome to Bush Pig Outdoors and Guitars. Today I just want to share a bit of a recipe with you, something we like to take camping with us. Can cook it up in the bush, no dramas, but I kind of like to cook it at home sometimes, especially if we're going for a long period of time. Pack it into some of these, freeze it, and you got something there that's easy to heat up, easy to make, and yeah, just minimal fuss, minimal mess, no dishes. This is what we all love in the bush. So what I'm making today is, I'm sure everyone's got their own recipe for it. This is just my recipe, what we like and the dogs like, nick off. It's chili con carne, really easy to make. You can add to it what you like. This is, as I said, just how I make it, how I like it, and yeah, it's really easy and goes a long way. It's a good feed to cook up if you got a lot of people, or you know, family of bloody ravenous kids. So yeah, just good bush recipe, good meal. So obviously, look, we've got some, you know, minced beef, and we need some spices. So obviously we've got chili powder. You can use flakes, you can use fresh chili if you like, minced chili, whatever chili you like, but that's what I use. Some ground cumin, some ground coriander seed. You can use the whole ones and ground it up yourself, no difference. Now this is where I like to get things tasting smoky. Smoked paprika, right? Just gives it that campfire taste, I guess. Obviously, if you cook it over the fire, it's even smokier. We've got some, just a bit of oregano, right? Some Sergeant Pepper, some Harold Holt. I usually put a bit of Tabasco in, but I got the poor man's Tabasco today. That's all I got. Just some beef stock powder, liquid stock, whatever you like to use. Right. Some tin tomatoes. Doesn't matter if these are diced. You can have crushed. You can have whole tomatoes. Whatever. Just break them up. I like to put the 4-bean mix in. You can just use kidney beans, whatever beans you like, black beans, whatever you're into. But I like the mixture of these. And here's the other secret weapon for the smoke. Right, I use the baked beans in ham sauce, and the combination of that and the smoked paprika just give it a smokiness. But of course, look, this is a thickening agent. But you know, if you just want plain baked beans, no worries. Barbecue sauce would be okay. But yeah, we just like the smokiness, you know. So that's pretty much it, and some onion. All right. So yeah, we'll get it on. Righto. Want a knife. Yeah. I always see all the wriggly lines in that mince. I don't know about you guys, but when I throw it in just like that, it becomes kind of grainy, and I just don't like it. So what I do is I kind of get the air out of it. Just a bit of oil in there. Not that you really need. Piss off. Sorry, the dogs are trying to get to the meat. Right, so yeah, just grab about half a kilo of mince. Alright, there's just two of us tonight, so half a kilo. You know, if there's 4 of yous, go a kilo. If there's 6 of yous, couple of kilos. I don't know. The good thing about this, you can save what's left, and you know, save what's left and have it for breakfast or lunch on toast or whatever the next day. Just give the hands a bit of a wipe. Excuse me. The young bloke likes this in toasties. He puts a bit of cheese in it. Anyway, this stage all we'll do is a bit of Harold Holt, bit of Sergeant Pepper. Right, I've got to be careful here, I don't splash myself in the face with a bit of oil. We'll start to break that up and just brown that up. Probably get this going a bit flat out here, I think. Just turn this down a bit. That sounds a bit better. Right, hopefully it's not too noisy for you there. I've got the fan going just to blow the steam away from the camera. I've got these dogs hanging around wanting their tucker. Anyway, let's start to break that up. Hopefully you can see that. At this stage I'll put a little bit of the oregano in. I usually like to put a bit of green capsicum in, but the kids don't like it, and I haven't got any anyway. And I like to put a bit of garlic powder and onion powder in it as well. More onion the better, to be honest. Now it's probably wants to go up a little bit. Right. So yeah, we'll just brown that off. Real simple. Yeah, just by squashing that mince down a bit, just makes it taste a bit more meaty, you know? Not grainy, sandy type flavour. It just, you get nice little chunks of meat, you know? So yeah, we just brown that off. Wait a minute. Good time to wash your hands, grab a drink, whatever you do. I'll just do that myself. Cheers. But as I say, you can cook this up the bush, no problem. Obviously cooking it over a fire, you get even more of a smoky flavour, but if we're going on a longer trip, I like to pre-prepare some meals, and as I say, put them in some snap lock bags, freeze them, and they're ready to go. It's just so simple. Get them out, defrost them. You can chuck them in a pan and reheat them. You can sit the bag in a billy of boiling water, or even your kettle. But I do find these bags, and I've tried them all. I've tried the ones with the little snap shut thing that goes up and down. A bit of the water tends to permeate back into the bag, so you kind of end up with a sloppy sort of sauce, you know. But it's nice to have something pre-prepared. Sometimes you just couldn't be bothered cooking, or it's hot, it's raining, too many flies, whatever. You just want to heat something up and eat it, right? Now the beauty of this, you can have it with whatever you want. Right, we usually have it with rice, and look, I'll go into rice on another video. There's plenty of options there for rice, you know, pre-prepared rice. You just got to heat it up, or there's, you know, dozens of ways you can cook it. Okay, now just while that's browning, something I forgot to do is just drain off these beans and give them a good rinse. The sort of red, sort of water you get off the kidney beans, apparently it's not that good for you, upsets your tummy a bit. So while that's browning, you watch that and tell me if it's burning. I'll just drain these off. You hear it? Righto, there, rinsed off. Keep giving this a brown. Now, depending on how lean your mince is, I mean, you always get a bit of water in mince because they add water or ice with it when they mince it. Stop the bacteria growing. But sometimes you get real fatty mince. There's just too much fat. Right, it's literally floating in it. You know, we don't want to scoot off to the toilet straight after dinner, so I'll just have an old jar full of excess fat. If there's too much in here, I'll put a lid on this and just drain some of that fat off. In fact, I might do that pretty soon. It's looking like a bit too much moisture to me. And that ain't just water, there's quite a lot of fat in this. Little bit of fat's okay, it's not going to hurt you, but yeah, probably a bit too much. Might upset the tummy a bit. I'll just get this back in the fridge too while I'm here. Righto. Get a lid. Just tip a bit of this fat off. Alright, it's better. Right, in with the onions. Bit more Harold Holt. Bit more pepper. Yeah, just basically get those onions to soften a bit before we get on to the next stage. Might have to chuck the lid on for a sec just to speed that up a bit. So you can do this with your spaghetti sauce, stews, whatever you like to make at home. You can take camping with you, and it's just so simple to freeze it, have it ready to go, you know. There's just nothing simpler than just chucking this in a pan with a lid or whatever, pot full of water, whatever you want, and just reheat something. I mean, I love cooking up the bush. It's half the fun. It's, you know, get the kids making dampers, breads, whatever, stews, you know, using the camp oven, roasts, whatever you like. It's all good fun, you know. But as I say, sometimes you might be setting up camp late in the day and you just run out of time. You ain't got an hour. You don't want to spend an hour cooking tea, or you know, it's just good to just be able to heat something up. Right, I think we're probably ready to chuck some of our spices and crap in now. Right, so dash more oregano. Right, what have we got here? We'll go in with the chilli. I usually go about a teaspoon. Taste it, see how it is. You can always adjust it later. Right, plenty of smoked paprika, good, maybe a tablespoon of that, or whatever you call it, you know. Cumin and coriander, probably about a bit over a teaspoon, 1.5 teaspoons of each. Again, you can adjust it. Right, turn this down a bit now. Right, start stirring that through, or you can smell that. Bloody beautiful. And usually when I get to this stage and it's kind of looking how I like it, I want to deglaze it a little bit. I usually chuck a splash of white vinegar in it. And once those fumes off the white vinegar stop, then I'll add other things. It's turn that down a bit more. Right, we've probably browned off enough of the spices. And so yeah, we've got no vinegar, so we'll just chuck a bit of that poor man's Tabasco in. Deglaze that. Tell you what, we might even, that won't hurt. Right, there we go. Once you smell those fumes sort of dissipating, okay. Here's some beef stock. Tablespoon, whatever you good shake or two, you know. Right, that's looking pretty good. Where are we? Yep, we'll chuck those beans in. Just give them a stir around, and if it looks like it's starting to dry out a bit, we'll just tiny dash of some good healthy oil. Bit of olive oil. Right, it's looking good. You know, and bash a couple of those beans up, you know. It just all helps thicken it. And you can even like scoop this in wraps or whatever, which is good. Bit of cheese, lettuce, you know, salsa, whatever you want. Right, that's looking pretty good. In with the tin tomatoes. Now you might want to put a bit of liquid with this, a bit of water, which we might do. And you just rinse out that can of tomatoes. A bit more. Maybe half a tin of liquid in there, just to stop it doing, you know, sticking, whatever. Right, mix that through. And at this stage, we'll stick the lid on it for a bit. Righto. Stick that on there, let it do its thing. I'll crank it up a little bit now, it's not going to splash everywhere. So, I'd be interested to hear what you guys like cooking up in the bush, or what meals you'd like to prepare before you go camping. How prepared are you? I mean, I've been camping with people that you get to a camp spot and they say, "Where's the shop?" So, yeah, each to his own. This is what I like to do. I like to be organised. I usually won't bother with this if we aren't going for a night or two, not unless I specifically want to have this. Usually just cook something up. But it's easy to fall in a rut and just being lazy, and you take a heap of snags and you know, things, steaks and chops and stuff you just throw on, and you just end up eating meat and bread for 3 days, you know. Guilty. So, you know, it's kind of good to prepare some meals at home, maybe with a few veggies and stuff in it, and something a little bit more healthy, and be a bit organised, and it's less effort you have to make when you're up the bush, when you're just trying to relax. So, excuse me, I'll just grab a fork. Right, now, to me this is the secret weapon of the whole dish. Not only for the flavour, we'll just tip a little bit of that off into there. And then you just get your fork and we'll mash the crap out of it. Right? Just stick it in there and just mash up those beans so it starts to become like a bit of a paste, you know. This is going to be our thickening agent. Thicken it right up and become, well, without making it sound rank, stodgy. This is good stick to your ribs sort of food, you know. It's in winter time, especially up the high country, bit of snow about and that. I'll tell you what, this will warm you right up. Bloody beautiful, but I think it's bloody beautiful any time of year, you know. As I say, if you want to have it with rice, cook your rice how you'd normally do your rice, however everyone's got their own method. But it's not bad with mashed potato, and I've even had it with the instant mashed potato, the old Deborah. Not bad with that either, you know. Look, you can add whatever flavours to you as you like, you know. It's up to yourself, whatever you're into, whatever you prefer. Right, now we'll tip them buggers in there. You can see how thick that is. That's thickened right up, you know. A bit of a paste, really. It's not there for the beans. There's enough beans in the other crap. Get them all in there, beautiful. Right, again, we'll go a little bit of water just to get that extra sauce and that out of there. Righto. Just give that a mix around. Right. Get the lid back on there for a bit. As you can see, it makes quite a bit for 2 people. That's a fair old feed, you know. And I'll probably use, what, 400, maybe 400 grams of mince, you know. Fair old feed. But as you say, put whatever flavours in you like. You want to put some garlic in, you know, fresh chilies, your favourite chilli sauce, whatever you want, you know, chuck it in. This is just my recipe. I like it. Kids always like it. I've never had any complaints with it. In fact, I've fed it to a few mates over the years, and well, after a few of these, they think it's awesome. So, nothing, no gastronomic feat going on here. It's just, it is what it is. But I guess the point of the video is, it pays to do this sort of stuff at home and prepare yourself. Freeze some bags of this. Freeze some spaghetti sauce. Some casserole, leftover stew, whatever meals you got. Just excuse me, I'll just drop that on the floor. I'll go and give it a rinse. So it's all about saving time and having a bit of convenience. Right, now that's looking pretty good. I think we can turn that down a little bit and take this lid off. And we'll let this thicken up a little bit now. And you've got to keep it sort of stirring it a bit at this stage. Once you stick those baked beans in, because of the sugar and that in them, and the tomato sauce and all that, it wants to stick and catch a bit, so give it a bit of a stir here and there, and you know, see any sort of chunks of tomato, whatever, just, you know, break them up a little bit. You don't have to overcook this, you don't have to sit it there simmering away for hours. You're going to give it a second cook eventually anyway, so it's pretty bloody good, but I think I'd like a bit more kick. Right, so we'll add about another. I mean, some chili powders are red hot, some you can barely taste it. Right, so I'll just add about another teaspoon of that. A couple of teaspoons of the smoked paprika. A bit more coriander and cumin. I like flavour, lots of flavour. Right. A bit more oregano, right. Definitely some more pepper. And a dash more stock. I'd rather add a little bit more of this and salt at this stage. As it reduces, it's going to become more salty, so don't add too much salt and stock in the early stages, because it will reduce as the liquid boils out of it. It will become more salty, so mix that through and we'll give that a taste in a minute. Just bits of tomatoes. I don't like big chunks of tomatoes, so well, this is starting to look pretty good. Oh. We'll just give it a dash more vinegar in this with this poor man's Tabasco. Just helps to cut through it, you know. Well, that's tasting pretty bloody good. And I challenge anyone, if you serve that up to them out in the bush, they'd spit that out and say, what the hell's that? Because for a very simple, cheap, economical meal, that'll feed a lot of people in a short amount of time. I mean, you've seen how long it's taken me to make this, so it really doesn't take long. If you do make it from scratch up the bush, honestly, it's not a hard task. It's just about done. Whether you cook it over the fire, cook it in your camp oven, cook it in a pan, cook it on a gas stove, whatever, it's a quick and easy meal, even if you are starting from scratch up the bush, as long as you've got everything with you. She's pretty much done. There we go. So, just a minute. I'll go and get me big critic to have a taste and let you all know what he reckons. Just 1 minute. Righto, mate. Wrap your laughing gear around a bit of that and tell me what you reckon.
Food.
It's food.
Mm-hmm.
Is it shit food or is it good food? Be careful.
Good.
Alright. We got the grand seal of approval. Anyway, I hope you like the recipe. Give it a try. It's not bad. You can add whatever you like to it. Just as I say, that's how I like doing it. We all love it in our family, and that's what we do. And just such a quick, easy thing to do camping, or as I say, chuck it in that, cook it at home, chuck it in these. Too easy. Right? If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, do that twice. Over and out.